The following is a live copyrighted presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for RadioLawTalk.com with your host, Frederick Penny, attorney at law. And now, RadioLawTalk.com.
Welcome to this beautiful August 30th, 2018, and we have a full house.
August.
Oh, well, August. June. Let's go for June.
Welcome to the time travel edition.
Where yesterday is really 3 weeks from tomorrow.
Did I get you? How do you know I didn't do that on purpose?
We're pretty sure.
Yeah, no, we're sure it's... Well, I guess it's June 30th, 2018, but... we're here. We're a full house. We got Chris Rodriguez, Denise Dirks, Fred Penny, and Todd Cunin sitting in the studio with Cal Hunter behind the glass and Seth Madden somewhere. We don't know what he's doing. But
he's at that. There he is.
Yeah. Oh, he's here. Chris Rodriguez. Can you believe Chris is here? And I think, Chris, we had to kind of push you, say, we're going to have to take you off your picture's going to come off the website.
I feel bad. My Saturdays are sometimes full, as you guys know. I'm sure yours are as well. But
yeah.
I feel bad when I look and I'm following the Twitter feed and I see my cardboard cutout there.
I know.
I feel very unworthy because I haven't sat in the seat in months or whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, you've been busy. You've been. Oh, this is your theme song, right?
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, now coming onto the field, Chris Rodriguez.
Goal! Goal! No, coming on the field, Chris Rodriguez yelling at the ref. Hey!
It's just okay. What I want to see.
Wait a minute, this is a Little League kid. Hey, sir, this is a Little League game.
So what I want to see is when we do case or no case, if he gets it wrong, I want to see you drop to the ground and writhe in agony as if every bone in your body has just been broken, and then the stretcher will come out and you'll wave it off and get back up and play.
No, I want him to pick up his chair and throw it against the wall, kick it, and walk out.
He'll do a case or no case flop, but if he's right, he will slide all the way around the field on his knees like that commercial for whatever it is.
Yeah.
He'll just slide all the way around the studio on his knees.
I thought that was real at first.
For about a second, yeah. Then
I'm a very literal person.
Then you go, really? I'd have never known.
Inside joke there.
No, we got to tell that joke. The listeners want to hear. Denise, I'm going to have to say she punked us all.
Oh, big time.
She won the punk.
Big time.
So Cal tried to pull something on her. We're gonna throw out. So the night before, we're texting each other. Yes. And Cal's
it's too painful.
Throws a joke at Denise and saying, "Well, I guess it's just you and I've got laryngitis." And Denise started preparing.
Well, first I said ha ha ha, and then he didn't respond. So then I'm like, he's serious.
And then I responded.
And then Chris responded, Denise, don't worry, I'll be there. I'll help you out. So I studied last night, not for an hour, not for 2 hours, but for over 3 hours.
She had her face in more books than law school last night.
And then so she's mad. So she says, well, then she acts pretty upset, and then she says, well, I'll see you guys next week. I'm not coming. And we roll in here. We're like, oh, man, Denise isn't coming. And I'm saying to myself, I think she's going to punk us, man. And then we're like, oh, I feel bad. Next thing she walks in, hi, guys.
Well, she knows finally she's one of the boys, and that's all it gets down to. Is,
What a fun time we have, man. We love radio. We're going to talk about a lot of fun things. Don't forget
I got hazed.
And by the way, Fred, it wasn't that fun. Okay.
That's right. You did get Cal. I'll tell you, Cal was feeling really bad.
I was ready to quit. I got my resignation letter written up. I'm ready to walk away. Todd Cunin's going, what?
Todd's waking up. Where's my kitty?
No, Todd was a big part of it. He said, you got this, Denise. You got
bigger
this.
part than you know.
You did? You said that?
Yeah. Yes, he did.
Well, they punked us. I guess they both punked us.
I got play aid.
Well, we got a lot of really great topics
Yeah, tell us
today.
what we're doing today, Denise. I mean, at least I got a list here. Maybe I'll go through the list. We're going to do case or no case. Rodriguez, I don't even know why you even play. You're so far behind. It's not even worth it.
No, I made a comeback. I think I'm in like 28 points or something.
Yeah, he's
what do I got?
You are at, Mr. Rodriguez is at 20. Oh, see, he knew how many points he had. 28 points. Mm-hmm. Denise has 43. Fred has 43.
Ooh,
Chris has 28. And Mr. Cunin, the kitty man, Mr. Innocence, has 47 points.
Oh,
47 points.
Again, those of you who are
Mr. Innocence. Yes, I like that, Cal. Thank you very much.
those new listeners, that is case or no case.
I don't have 43 though. I'm an honest person. I didn't get the last one. I had the chance to tie with Fred, but I missed the last one. So I'm at 41.
You missed half the last one, right?
No, I think I'm at 41. That's what I have.
Those of you who are out there going, what the heck are they talking about?
I'll take those 2 points.
I'm appealing in the opposite direction.
I have 0 for the first one and 2 for the second one. That's what I got for you.
Oh.
Those of you who are turning your radio off right now because this is so boring, this is case or no case. It's for lemon bars. First one to 100 points gets Donna's lemon bars. And it is a fun game that we play that Cal will tell us a case.
Yeah, no wagering.
And we don't wager on the on here, but we can't wager on the radio. But he'll give us a case, and you got to say it's a case or no case, and you got to say what the outcome is.
And this is a Supreme Court case that I have for you for case or no case.
Okay,
today.
well, let's talk about what we're going to talk about today.
I'm always wrong because I am at 43.
I told you.
Okay, let's get to something important here.
Okay.
All right, Marvin Gaye's co-writers are suing Ed Sheeran for "Let's Get It On." And that's the song. Let's get it on. I
That's
guess.
the relief they're seeking? Let's get it on?
I think that's what they're trying to figure
I thought it was
out.
a suggestion here.
No, let's get it on. And then it's
on the
about
first cause of action,
they're
the relief we seek, let's get it on.
They're suing for equitable relief.
Oh, man. Apparently, Ed Sheeran's Thinking Out Loud song they're trying to claim is Let's Get It On from Marvin Gaye, supposedly. Kennedy retiring. We're going to talk very briefly about Kennedy retiring. Yeah, there you go. And Denise has got some cool insight. She's actually, stepped in for him at times in the past, way in the past.
No, in the past, I actually studied with him in Salzburg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then hang on. But he's a local guy that a lot of people in this area know. $47 million
Hold on a
leg
second.
loss
Did
settlement.
you guys see what just happened there? And I'm not sure if this was intentional.
I just went fast by.
Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On was playing while we were talking about past rendezvous between Denise and Justice Kennedy.
Well,
That's
Rodriguez
scandalous.
Notice Rodriguez is back.
I mean, is somebody trying to send a message?
No, I'm not.
Rodriguez is
I
back.
have
Just
respect
wondering.
for him.
Just wondering. Inquiring
Stop
minds
with
want
the
to know.
messaging, okay? Just stop it. We've had enough of the
Brief
messaging.
And then there are people going, what's this show called? Radio Law Talk? They talk about law. We're going to talk about, let's see. Remember we talked about the topic about Beats, the Dre Beats?
Oh, yeah.
That the lawsuit's in and about the headphones. We're going to talk about that lawsuit and what the verdict was. Climate change lawsuit by Oakland, City of Oakland and San Francisco against a lot of the oil companies. Let's tell you what happened there. Target potty trainer lawsuit. This is the best one of all. Target, I'm going to repeat that, Target potty trainer lawsuit. And I think Rodriguez is the lead counsel on that. We're going to talk about that. Parkland massacre. We're going to talk about the security guys that were there, and they're being fired. They have lawyers. They've lawyered up on that. California splitting up on the ballot. They're going to try to split California up. We're going to briefly talk about this. Is like Denise was saying, this is a really deep topic, and it's a lot of information, but just some basics about why. And again, we're politically neutral, but why this might be almost impossible to do to split up this state. People are like, yeah, you can do it. But listen, we're going to talk legalities.
Hey, it's on the ballot.
Yeah. We're going to talk about legalities, how difficult it's going to be. Let's see. Obviously, we're going to talk about the union issue with the Supreme Court and First Amendment rights. And if time, we're going to talk about the travel ban upheld by the Supreme Court. And that's kind of what we got a lot to talk about.
If we're
today.
talking about all that stuff, I got some studying to do. I'm going to have to cram like Denise was last night.
Probably not.
Just like law school again, huh?
Oh, my goodness.
We probably won't get to all of it, but at least that's all on our list. And don't forget, we got callers. Denise, what's the phone number?
Yes, call us at 855-LAW-RADIO. That's 855-529-7234. And neighbors that I talk to, call in or tweet us at Radio Law Talk.
We're going to have fun today because all four of us are here, and we don't have to play the Rodriguez is gone again little tidbit that Cal always does. But
That'll give us an extra hour.
Yeah. We're gonna we're gonna be right back after these messages from our great sponsors.
Although mentally, we'll see whether he's here or not. Well, we'll get.
No, he's not there.
Radio Law Talk. Thanks for listening. The show's just getting started. Stick around. There's much more coming up.
All advertising for legal services on Radio Law Talk are for California legal services only. Business needs growth to survive, and Accelerate You is in the business of growing your business. Accelerate You gets it. They have sales professionals, real top talent teams. Accelerate You has venture capitalists, and Accelerate You has strategic partners who roll up their sleeves and help you grow your business. It's what they do. They help people in business just like you. In fact, last year, Accelerate You launched 30 successful go-to markets for startup companies. With success like that, you can see why Accelerate You is able to only work with a select group of companies, perhaps yours. If you want to increase revenue for your business, call 916-BETTER-0. That's 916-237-7370. 916-BETTER-0. Come on, grab the phone. Make the call. Accelerate You. 916-BETTER-0. Again, call 916-BETTER-0 for Accelerate You.
My name is Frederick Penny of Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. I've assembled an excellent team of highly experienced personal injury trial lawyers. We understand the other side, which gives us a distinct advantage over our competition. At Penny & Associates, we will aggressively represent you and your family when someone has been injured in an accident. Remember, we don't get paid unless we win.
For a free initial consultation, go to pennylawyers.com or call 1-800-616-4LAW and ask for Frederick, Stuart, Rob, Kevin, Kent, or Will. That's Frederick Penny at Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers, 1-800-616-4LAW.
This is Denise Dirks. We can represent clients in divorce, legal separation, child and spousal support, custody, termination of parental rights, step-parent adoptions, guardianships, and even conservatorship matters. Call 1-877-886-7186 for a consultation.
The law offices of Denise L. Dirks provide family law services in Northern California. When the law affects your family, call 877-886-7186. The family of attorneys at Denise L. Dirks is here to help. The cost of getting rid of garbage is high, and recycling products is lucrative. If you're a business or know of a business that needs an individual compactor or baler, call Northwest Compacting at 888-201-0911. If you already have an industrial compactor, baler, or shredder and need service, don't forget to call Northwest Compacting at 888-201-0911. Northwest Compacting, your full-service industrial compacting and baling company. Read more about them at northwestcompacting.com.
I've got to get my car washed. This dirt, it just won't do. But I don't have no time today. I don't know what I do.
Man, I know this place right down the road. Quick, quack, car wash. Up inside, let's take a ride and watch this cat and shine. Just come and see, I guarantee your ride will steal the show. Come on, quick, quack, car wash. Don't drive that dirty car. Quick, quack, car wash. They'll have you looking sharp.
The following announcement brought to you by SacramentoLawyer.com. Finding the right lawyer for your particular needs can be confusing. With all the commercials and listings, and who's to say whether the lawyers there are even any good at what they do? So when you're looking for a lawyer, it makes sense to find someone local with the experience and expertise in that area of the law where you have a need. That's why there is SacramentoLawyer.com. SacramentoLawyer.com. At SacramentoLawyer.com, you just browse the site, free, and see the Facebook reviews on the firms you're considering with just a simple mouse click. That way you learn a little bit more about the lawyers there before you start making this critical decision. And there's no pressure. Use the right tool to find the lawyer that's best for you by going to SacramentoLawyer.com. SacramentoLawyer.com. That's SacramentoLawyer.com.
You're listening to RadioLawTalk.com. And now back to your host, Frederick Penny.
Oh my gosh, we're back with the four amigos, and well, three amigos, and Denise, who is the greatest person in this whole group. We're going to do case or no case, but I think we do have a final confession before we move on. It's a confession day. Those of you who don't know us, you're going to learn all about us. This is now August 30th instead of June. It's one of those, what do you call that, Groundhog Day? Things keep repeating. And Todd says, can I please make a confession on the air? I
yeah.
Said,
I didn't say on the air. So Cal sent out his text message last night saying, Denise, it's just you tomorrow.
You and me.
And just
and he says laryngitis. He has
laryngitis.
laryngitis.
And then he says, "But I got laryngitis, so it's just you tomorrow." And
it was pretty good, you got to admit.
And there may have been a text that preceded that from me to Cal privately saying, "Gee, wouldn't it be a fun prank if you sent out a group text telling Denise she was all alone tomorrow?"
Oh, that's Todd.
And so, and then I teach a class. So I send this text message
on acting, by the way.
I go in and teach the class on acting, and I don't get out till 10:30, and oh my,
oh my.
And by the way, you guys did. My final text was I almost said as the leader, but I took that one out just so you know. I said, "Everyone go to bed, take a breath,
Calm down.
see you in the morning."
I was going to fess up, but when I saw Fred put us all to bed, it was like, okay,
go to bed,
say nothing.
All Hades broke loose. That's all.
I mean, we're laughing about it now, but Cal was on the verge of resigning.
I was ready to leave. I letter all written up.
Because Cal's making so much money. I don't know what he'd have to talk to his wife. Look, sweetie, we're going to have to take a significant cut in our salary. We're going to have to sell the house because we're going from 0 to 0.
That's right.
By the way, I need $10,000 to hire a hitman for Todd.
All right, case or no case.
Strangely, many volunteers. Anyway,
roll it.
Now it's time to play Case or No Case.
What a cluster this has turned out to be.
All right, you think? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I take you now to the Supreme Court of the United States of America and a case that all happened at 1 o'clock in the morning, March 16th, 2008. Almost a decade ago. A little more than a decade ago. Police in D.C. get a loud party call. So they immediately scramble over to this home, a lovely home, that was in complete disarray. They get there, there's a big party going on, there's naked ladies laying around, condoms on the windowsill, needles all over, and no owner of the house, no responsible party. The cops say they went in, the party was raucous and debauched. They say it was an impromptu strip club. There were 21 guests scattered all over this place. And then they get in and they see what's going on, and they try to find the owner. And they say, well, the owner is Peaches, or maybe her name is Tasty. We're not sure, but one of the two. So the cops say, do you have Peaches or Tasty's phone number? They finally reach her. She says, oh, I'm at the store. Cops say, is this your house? Well, no. The guy who owns it just died, but I'm renting it from him. Yeah, that's it. I'm renting the house from him. Do you have any documents establishing rent? No, I do not. So anyway, the cops go rushing in. They arrest all 21 people, and they take them to jail. And the 21 people turn around and file a complaint of false arrest against the Washington, D.C. police. And the case makes it to the U.S. Supreme Court. And if you know why the case made it to the U.S. Supreme Court, you get an extra bonus point. It's possible to get 3 points on this if you get it right. It's possible to get an extra bonus point if, in fact, it made it to the Supreme Court. And this is a real case with Peaches and Tasty and the debauchery. And so, let's see, where should we start? I think Chris has been gone. Denise says, not me. Let's start.
Oh, my heavens to Betsy.
Let's start with Mr. Rodriguez.
Harvard
Mr.
boy.
Rodriguez, case or no case? If so, what was the outcome?
Wow.
This is a good one for you, Chris.
Well, I mean, I'd like to start with Cal giving us some facts that actually mean something. I mean, you gave us a soap opera. I'm not sure there's anything that I can make heads or tails out of legally. I'm going to say it's a case. I don't think that in all your creativity, Tasty and Peaches and, condoms on the windowsill, I'm not sure you're making that up.
That was pretty graphic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say it's a case. I'm going to say it made its way to the Supreme Court. God, dog.
Can you do the crickets, please?
Mike,
Yeah.
this is difficult.
Yeah, there we go.
I think you should do my sing.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'll have to find. Yes, you're right. I should.
It's the very top one.
I'm going to say it made its way to the Supreme Court on an illegal search and seizure doctrine based on whether or not there was a warrant probable cause and consent by Peaches, who didn't own the property, to get in the front door.
That was intelligent.
Yeah, well, there was a good shotgun approach there. I'm thinking maybe I hit on something.
Yeah, maybe one pellet will hit something.
Yeah, and I'm going to say that at the end of the day, the D.C. police prevail.
Okay. Mr. Cunin.
Well, I believe that this is a case. I think that it's interesting. I think it makes it to the Supreme Court, like Chris said, on Fourth Amendment issues, on unreasonable or illegal search and seizure. It was an entry into the house without a warrant. You mentioned the officers went storming in. Now, officers can detain if they believe that an offense is occurring or about to occur. That's detentions with people outside the home. But to go into the home, there has to be an exigent circumstance. And if the information to the officers was this is a party going on, there's nothing precluding them from getting a warrant and waiting. They could say that they asked Peaches what rental agreement she had, but, when you go to anybody else, you don't ask for rental agreements when they knock on the door and somebody says, I live here. That's never asked, and so that goes beyond the purview. I think that this is a search and seizure issue. I think it goes to the Supreme Court, and my opinion is that ultimately the Supreme Court finds in favor of the defendants because there was not an exception to the warrant requirement allowing the officers to enter the home.
Well, Fred, this is complicated, and we don't have a lot of time.
I know, so I got to hear all the answers so I can seem like I'm intelligent, and I'm going to say something intelligent. We're going to be right back after this. Call us at 855-LAW-RADIO. Don't look it up on the internet, those of you out there.
Hey, call us and let us know what you think of case or no case. Yeah. This is a fun one.
It is, and by the way, no fair Googling, and remember, no wagering, but thank you for listening to Radio Law Talk on your favorite radio station and on RadioLawTalk.com.
All advertising for legal services on Radio Law Talk are for California legal services only.
Jason Ross back here with Fred Penny, managing attorney from Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. Now, Fred, what type of cases are you dealing with now, and what sets you...
We help people with all types of personal injury cases. Insurance company trial lawyers. We understand the other side, which gives us a distinct advantage over our competition. Remember, we don't get paid unless we win.
That's Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers with locations throughout California. For a free consultation, go to pennylawyers.com or give them a call, 1-800-616-4LAW. That's PENNEY lawyers.com.
This is Denise Dirks. We can represent clients in divorce, legal separation, child and spousal support, custody, termination of parental rights, step-parent adoptions, guardianships, and even conservatorship matters. Call 1-877-886-7186 for a consultation.
The law offices of Denise L. Dirks provide family law services in Northern California. When the law affects your family, call 877-886-7186. The family of attorneys at Denise L. Dirks is here to help.
Hi, I'm Frederick Penny of Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. I bet you're tired of hearing lawyer commercials, so just relax and listen to music for a few seconds. When you or a family member has been injured, call 800-616-4LAW or see us at PennyandAssociates.com. See, that wasn't so bad.
What makes great jerky? Jerky that's moist, tender, and perfectly seasoned. And if you're looking for moist, tender, flavorful jerky, don't look anywhere else but River City Jerky Works. Only the finest ingredients and top quality meats are used in the preparation of River City Jerky. Do yourself a favor and order your River City Jerky Works jerky by going to their website, rivercityjerkyworks.com. River City Jerky Works. One bite and you'll be hooked. Quite possibly the best jerky on the planet.
Business needs growth to survive, and Accelerate You is in the business of growing your business. Accelerate You gets it. They have sales professionals, real top talent teams. Accelerate You has venture capitalists, and Accelerate You has strategic partners who roll up their sleeves and help you grow your business. It's what they do. They help people in business just like you. In fact, last year, Accelerate You launched 30 successful go-to markets for startup companies. With success like that, you can see why Accelerate You is able to only work with a select group of companies, perhaps yours. If you want to increase revenue for your business, call 916-BETTER-0. That's 916-237-7370. 916-BETTER-0. Come on, grab the phone. Make the call. Accelerate You. 916-BETTER-0. Again, call 916-BETTER-0 for Accelerate You.
All right, guys, we need to have you read some lines for our disclaimer promo. But first, can anybody tell me what a disclaimer is? All right, then. Well, Denise, you go ahead.
Non uti concilius me aurere por questus purpurium juris consult.
Latin, that's a nice touch. Thank you, Denise. Next time we'll try it in English if that's okay. Fred, how about you?
Cal, I don't want to read all this. Can't we just tell the people that we're discussing general legal issues and they should hire their own attorney instead of relying on what we have to say here?
Well, we could, I guess. Chris?
I'm not going to be there anyway. Why have me do it?
Let's have Todd do it.
Me? Read disclaimers? Why, I couldn't. The information you hear on Radio Law Talk is general.
The preceding promo was for entertainment purposes only. And if you want true legal advice, contact your own lawyer. Just a tip from your friends at Radio Law Talk.
Be sure to read our disclaimer.
Looking for a full day of fun for the family? You can't beat spending your day or evening at Golfland Sunsplash in Roseville, the premier family entertainment destination for all of Northern California. Pick from one of two adventure-themed 18-hole mini golf courses, then get challenged on our fast car racetrack. Don't miss Golfland's state-of-the-art laser tag arena, laser nights, and over 200 arcade games. The best in family entertainment, now at Golfland Sunsplash in Roseville. Golfland.com.
180 over 111, and I had a stroke.
145 over 92, and then I had a heart attack.
150 over 90, and I had a stroke.
This is what high blood pressure sounds like. You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a heart attack or stroke are far from silent. Get back on your treatment plan or talk with your doctor to create a plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
Everything's changed.
Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Medical Association, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to RadioLawTalk.com. And now back to your host, Frederick Penny.
So you want to help us out on Radio Law on this case or no case? Do a hashtag Radio Law Talk instead of at Radio Law Talk. Go on your Twitter, even Instagram. You can do hashtag Radio Law Talk and give us your answer. Cal, just do a brief overview really quick for those who are just starting out. Just very brief.
Wild party debauched in Washington, D.C. Police officers come upon it because of a noise complaint. They go inside and say, who's authorized you to be in the house? Nobody could produce any authorization to be in the house. The so-called tenant to the property was at the store. Her name was Peaches or Tasty, depending on who. She couldn't prove any authorization to be on the property, so the cops go in, and the Peaches said, well, I just moved in. They said, well, where are your moving boxes? Where are the containers? There was no evidence of them just moving in, so they acted on the best information they had, arrested 21 revelers, all who suffered from revelus interruptus. And then, and 16 of them turned around and sued the police department, the Washington, D.C. Police Department, charging improper arrest under Fourth Amendment protections. And I asked you what the outcome of this case was, if in fact it was a case. So far, Chris and Todd both say it was a case, and it went to the Supreme Court because of Fourth Amendment concerns. Am I getting that correct?
Search and seizure?
That is correct. They were revels without a cause.
Revels without and revelers who gave no pause. Anyway, so now we go to
Fred just buried his head in his hands.
Penny and Fred, what do you think about
Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to just diverge slightly because I want to get some points. Clearly a case, Fourth Amendment search and seizure issue. Yes, they win. I agree with Todd on that.
You're saying
the defendants in this case, which were arrested.
Okay, the arrestees
prevailed.
Okay.
But I don't think it went to the Supreme Court. It went to the appellate court. I don't think it went all the way to the Supreme Court. That's where I think, because we're talking about Supreme Court stuff, guys, and I think Cal's throwing it out there that it was in the Supreme Court. I think it was at a federal court level, state court level or it went to the appellate court, but not the Supreme Court.
Why don't you just name the judge and prove you Googled it? At the break?
Okay, all right. Judge Fred Penny.
But there is still a bonus point there as to why
right.
it would be in the federal court system in the first place. We talked about if, in fact, that's the case. But Denise...
No, it would be... As I said, it could have been in the state courts.
Yeah, Denise, case or no case, and what's going on here?
Every state does have a Supreme Court.
Washington, D.C. is not a state, guys. Boo!
That's true.
Okay.
Oh, was it D.C.?
Yes, it was D.C. I'm the only one that's going to get this one right.
I said D.C.
Yes, he did. I wrote it down.
She got
It's in the Supreme Court because Washington, D.C. does not have a state court system. And I think...
They have a federal court system, though.
They do, because you took the bar there.
I know.
So I have to believe
All
that.
right,
so it went up, it still got to the Supreme Court because that would be the natural.
So the beauty of, if she's correct,
court.
that's the bonus point. Is
Yes,
that it's there
if I'm
because they
correct.
have no state or municipal court system. It's all federal court.
I forgot it was in D.C. I forgot that. You're
Okay,
right.
so I'm going to diverge because she said there was no evidence of her really renting the house, and so they were arrested for trespassing.
Good one, Denise. That's a good thought.
And then they sued. They countersued the police, and they sued the police for improper search and seizure and that type of a thing. Because I have to agree with the criminal attorney on this one.
Divorce lawyer might get it here.
All right. Did I answer all the questions?
So
Case?
the question is, at what court did it end up? And
not at the Supreme Court.
You say not the Supreme Court?
No.
And I'm saying it did end up at the Supreme Court.
You're saying Supreme Court,
Yes.
and you're saying who prevails?
Oh, that's what I forgot. I knew I was missing something.
Kind of
the 16 people prevail on the search and seizure issue.
Okay.
Cal, who passed your bar?
That's a great question, isn't it? Now, remember that this is a 3-part question. How many of you...
Oh, no. Oh, no. He's going to get all 4 of us.
How many of you said this was, in fact, a case?
Got it.
So, 1 point for each of you. How many of you said that the defendants prevailed? That the 16, in other words, that the defendants prevailed. That would be Denise, Fred, and Todd.
Wait.
Chris?
Hold on. Chris, who did you say prevailed?
I said the D.C. police prevailed.
Yes, he did.
That's what he said. And that is, in fact, what happened. How many of you said the case made it only to the appellate court level and not to the Supreme Court?
Fred loses.
Yeah. So here's the deal. The case did, in fact, make it to the U.S. Supreme Court. Judge Clarence Thomas wrote a pithy opinion that was really hilarious. You really should dig it up.
Was he at the party?
No. This is. There were 2 people who dissented. 2 people dissented, and that would be Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Sotomayor, and they dissented because they were at the party. Anyway, they dissented, but in fact, the D.C. police prevailed in this case in the U.S. Supreme Court because it went to the D.C. Circuit on the false arrest claim. D.C. Circuit ruled in favor of the plaintiffs.
The defendants that got arrested.
The people got arrested, which ended up being the plaintiffs in the wrongful arrest case.
Okay.
And then they kicked it up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court ruled for the cops, saying they acted perfectly reasonably.
Shoot, I should have voted for the cops. I'm a cop's
So now
daughter.
let me get my point structure right here. Denise, how many points did you get out of this whole deal? Remember, possible of 3, and you got 2, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so now you're at 45 points.
So, my question is, your bonus question was how it made it to the Supreme Court, and yours was procedurally how it made it to the Supreme Court.
You got 2 points.
Okay.
I got 1.
All right.
That's simple.
So Chris got 1.
Chris got 3.
No, I got 3.
Chris got 3. Fred got 1. Todd got 2, right?
Yes.
2. All right, and that is our Supreme Court case or no case. So we thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Can we get the Rodriguez theme music since he got 3? Come on, baby.
Absolutely. Here we go.
All right.
Hey!
Go!
And now sliding over the field, Chris Rodriguez. All right, and that's case or no case for this hour.
I don't know why we let him win. But speaking of Justice Anthony Kennedy, now those of you who don't know Anthony Kennedy, we have a few interesting takes on his retirement here. And again, this is all speculation and this is all conjecture. Because guess what? Denise has a little theory of why he retired. Todd has a theory of why he retired. I don't have a theory. I know we've got a call. Hold on. I don't have a theory of why he retired. And Chris, you don't have a theory of why he retired.
I didn't even know he was on the court to begin with.
But we do have Bob on the line, has a question for Mr. Rodriguez.
Okay, Bob, go ahead. Be nice to Chris, though.
Why do I got to be nice to him?
Okay, all right, you don't. Go ahead.
Bob, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. All good here, but we're selling our motorhome today, Chris.
Okay. That sounds like a good thing to do.
Well, it's a piece of crap.
Well, at least he admitted it on the radio.
I feel bad for you, Bob, but go ahead.
Am I sorry? Am I not allowed to say crap?
No, you're all right. Talk to me, Bob.
So my question, Chris, is I got some people coming over to look at the motorhome today, and it's really a two-part question. We're selling it for cash only. And do I need to get anything signed, make it official? That's one. And then number two, the motorhome has been stored outdoors for a long time, and my kids keep finding lots of varmints. I don't know what you'd call them, like maybe rodents.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to worry about anything when I sell the motorhome? What happens if one of those varmints come out and hurt the people? Bite them, give them rabies or something? Does that
Bob, you have so let me take the first part, the easy part. I would recommend that you do a bill of sale and that you get it can be very simple, a couple of lines, what the sales price is going to be, and the fact that it's an as-is sale. And then you need to do the DMV paperwork to the extent, I'm picking up a hint of a Texas accent, but to the extent you're in California, there's DMV paperwork that you can easily access online.
So you can transfer title.
Exactly. And that way, if the person that you sell it to, the lucky owner of this rat-infested vehicle, happens to hit somebody or cause some damage, you won't be on the hook for it. So it's important that you follow those steps. That's the answer to the first question. With respect to the rodents,
should be.
Fred may need to. We have a very well-renowned personal injury lawyer here that may be opposite you if one of these rats does bite somebody.
I have not taken that case for sure.
But and I think Fred has done some rat bite fever cases in the past. In all likelihood,
over 10,000 cases. The firm's held. I can't remember the rat bite fever one.
Yeah, but anyway, I would be concerned about that if these are biting rats that you have, because if you have a dangerous condition and you invite somebody in, you could possibly face some stiff liability.
Make sure that you have homeowners insurance and that your RV is parked in your driveway, and maybe you'll have some insurance.
We have 30 seconds left, but the key is disclosure. You guys are missing. Maybe the guy said, you didn't tell me about the rat infested thing, I'm going to sue you.
That's why you go as is sale.
As is.
Yep.
All right, we're going to be right back. Thanks,
Thank you
Bob.
for the call, Bob.
And thank you for listening to us on Radio Law Talk, and of course, favorite radio station. RadioLawTalk.com has all of our past episodes. You can find them over there. That's RadioLawTalk.com. We'll be back.
All advertising for legal services on Radio Law Talk are for California legal services only.
Jason Rosbach here with Fred Penny, managing attorney from Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. Now, Fred, what type of cases are you dealing with now, and what sets you apart?
Jason, we help people with all types of personal injury cases. We're former insurance company trial lawyers. We understand the other side, which gives us a distinct advantage over our competition. Remember, we don't get paid unless we win.
That's Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers with locations throughout California. For a free consultation, go to pennylawyers.com or give them a call, 1-800-616-4LAW. That's PENNEY lawyers.com.
This is Denise Dirks. We can represent clients in divorce, legal separation, child and spousal support, custody, termination of parental rights, step-parent adoptions, guardianships, and even conservatorship matters. Call 1-877-886-7186 for a consultation.
The law offices of Denise L. Dirks provide family law services in Northern California. When the law affects your family, call 877-886-7186. The family of attorneys at Denise L. Dirks is here to help.
Hi, I'm Frederick Penny of Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. I bet you're tired of hearing lawyer commercials, so just relax and listen to music for a few seconds. When you or a family member has been injured, call 800-616-4LAW or see us at PennyandAssociates.com. See, that wasn't so bad.
The cost of getting rid of garbage is high, and recycling products is lucrative. If you're a business or know of a business that needs an individual compactor or baler, call Northwest Compacting at 888-201-0911. If you already have an industrial compactor, baler, or shredder and need service, don't forget to call Northwest Compacting at 888-201-0911. Northwest Compacting, your full-service industrial compacting and baling company. Read more about them at northwestcompacting.com.
Business needs growth to survive, and Accelerate You is in the business of growing your business. Accelerate You gets it. They have sales professionals, real top talent teams. Accelerate You has venture capitalists, and Accelerate You has strategic partners who roll up their sleeves and help you grow your business. It's what they do. They help people in business just like you. In fact, last year, Accelerate You launched 30 successful go-to markets for startup companies. With success like that, you can see why Accelerate You is able to only work with a select group of companies, perhaps yours. If you want to increase revenue for your business, call 916-BETTER-0. That's 916-237-7370. 916-BETTER-0. Come on. Grab the phone. Make the call. Accelerate You. 916-BETTER-0. Again, call 916-BETTER-0 for Accelerate You.
Chris, can you put the video game controller down for a second?
I can talk and play. Oh, I'm totally annihilating this punk kid in Nebraska.
I just feel like you're not acting like a grown-up in our relationship.
Am too.
Well, you know, you still ride your skateboard to work, there's the comic book collection, the race car bed.
Look, I'm young at heart, but I put money into my 401k every paycheck. I picked up a few savings tips at feedthepig.org. I have control over my financial life now, and that feels pretty grown up.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1,000,000. Putting some money from every paycheck into a savings account or contributing to your 401k can make a big difference later. For free ideas and easy tips on ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
So, I bet I look like a grown-up to you now.
Well, except for the footy pajamas, I'd have to agree.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
You're listening to RadioLawTalk.com. And now back to your host, Frederick Penny.
81-year-old Justice Kennedy is retiring as of July. Coming up
July 31st.
31st.
Yes.
So that means Trump is going to be able to pick or at least attempt to choose a new justice. Kennedy, by the way, those of you who don't know these little tidbits, his former law clerk was Neil Gorsuch. I didn't even know that, and I kind of think I know a little bit about the justices. And by the way, I was sworn in for the United States Supreme Court, and what a wonderful opportunity I had to fly down and sit down with the Supreme Court as Justice Roberts swore me in with some other individuals. And then they had a private meeting upstairs in the East Wing of the United States Supreme Court. And by the way, this is very heavily, it's pretty heavily guarded. And I didn't know exactly who was going to be. This was a very small group of us. And they fed us breakfast, and I got to go out and they have a little garden area, and this is right up at the top of the Supreme Court, in an open air garden, and it was beautiful. It's got these waterfalls, and then Justice Roberts walks in, just the nicest guy. He just came out and talked to all of us, took a picture of them, and then Ruth Ginsburg.
Yeah. Bader Ginsburg.
Bader Ginsburg is, she rolled in, and let me tell you right now, guys.
She's feisty.
Not just feisty, she's a small lady. I mean, but I'm a big guy, but I was like, oh my gosh, she's just personally, she's very nice, but more quiet. Roberts is more vivacious and a little more, I'm going to say kidding. He wasn't a kidder, but he was kind of more of a, hey, how's it going type of guy. And she was a little more, she reminded me of Queen Victoria. I'm dead serious. That's the first thing I thought. She walks in, it's like hush, and she's very, and her presence is, it's like very, it's almost like you're in front of the Queen, and she kind of acts that way. She's very proper, she had little gloves on, and it's interesting and very nice though. But what a great experience for myself.
Do they do that for everybody?
No,
because I'm a member of the U.S. Supreme Court bar now, and I didn't get that.
Chris, only me.
Okay.
Well, not only him, but he's, he could fly there, he could set it up, he could do all that stuff. They would do it for you, actually, but you would have to arrange it.
I doubt they do.
Fred, maybe help me out on that.
Yeah, I doubt it. I think it's just because I was there.
I want to go to the secret garden.
It was really cool. It was the East Room. It's called the East Room. I got pictures of me standing in the East Room, and the food was not very good, but that's okay. But let's talk about Kennedy.
You know what that was?
Yeah. What?
That was anecdotal.
It was.
I realized that. I was trying to plan. I thought it might take away from the reverence of the moment, but that's all. Here's what I have to say to that.
That is anecdotal.
It is, but it was very interesting. I think people like to hear the inside scoop of what it's like to be in the United States Supreme Court upper room.
And to hear that the judges are people.
Yeah,
It's so easy to say that these judges are, they got a name, but these faceless people that just sit there and
Judge Ginsburg.
Stuff.
No, I'm going to disagree with you. She is like the Queen of England. I'm telling you, if you've watched Victoria,
Are you talking about Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth?
No, have you ever watched Victoria? It's on PBS.
The TV show.
The TV show.
Okay.
It's like the Queen's walking, and it's not that she makes you do that. That's her. I felt that way.
That's the aura she puts on.
Yeah. I mean, she's a stunning individual when you think about where she came from. And
Victoria is a very short lady, too, in history. So let's talk about, anyway, arguably one of the most powerful Supreme Court justices is Kennedy. Why?
Because he is the swing vote. So we have a 9-person court, and you have 4 conservative judges and 4 traditionally liberal judges. Or moderate judges. And, well, I was going to use the term liberal because Kennedy is the moderate one. He's the one in the middle that sometimes sides with the left, sometimes sides with the right. And
he was purposely appointed to that position by President Reagan to be a moderate. Reagan actually could have appointed a conservative, but Reagan, coming from California, he wanted a moderate conservative on the Supreme Court. At that time, it was an important decision that he made. Yeah. And Justice Kennedy, I studied with him right in 1988. Oh, that's a long time ago. But in 1988, right before he went up, I studied with him in July, and he went up on the Supreme Court in the end of August. And he was an amazing teacher. He was truly Socratic method. And
What's that? Tell them what that means. People don't know what that means. What's Socratic
It's like
method?
a way of teaching by asking questions.
Socrates taught by trying to get people to reason together.
Yes.
Come, let us reason together. That's
exactly.
the Socratic method.
And you never knew if he was teaching you or if you were teaching him. He was such a gifted teacher. And I studied with him. We did a comparison in the European Declaration of Human Rights and the United States Constitution. So it was a really, really excellent class.
Yeah, and the confirmation that's coming forth, some people don't understand, if you don't understand how it works, it's only a simple majority vote, which means it's whoever's the most. Out
of the Senate.
Yeah, whoever gets the most votes. It's not like you got to get at least 50%. It's if that's a 25, 149, I don't know, whatever. I'm not saying that doesn't work, but I'm saying all you have to do is just
a simple majority. To get.
Right.
It used to be, before this last Congress changed it for Gorsuch, that used to be that you had to have 60% of the vote. And they changed that to 50, more than 50, just a simple majority. And that was to get Gorsuch through.
So a lot of things, just so you know, generally speaking, if you look at his rulings, most stuff that has to do with social issues, he leans a little more liberal.
He's a libertarian.
Yeah. And if it's not social issue, like it's a little more, he'll lean a little more right, it seems. But you're right, he's a moderate. He's down the middle. This is going to be huge because of he tips the scale. Mm-hmm.
What's interesting about this is there are some Democrats now that have come up with an idea that was actually brought forth originally during FDR's time. When Roosevelt was president, he felt like he couldn't get the court, stacked is not the word, but that would be the modern nomenclature, the way that he wanted. So he said, I want to change this, and I want to put in 11 justices. I want to get more justices so I can nominate more people and maybe tip the balance of the court. Of course, logical people look at it and go, okay, so if you don't get it the way you want with 11, what's it going to be, 13? And then what's it going to be, 27? Maybe 160?
Yeah.
So everybody stuck on 9 and left it like it was.
Because this really, being able to appoint a judge really does, that's probably one of the most powerful things a president can do, because it impacts society for years and years to come.
And many people argue that's one of the reasons that, despite style points on Trump's side, those that supported him wanted him in there to make those appointments. That was a thing in his favor for Trump voters, I think. But
yeah, and that was what I was going to say. There's so many people that might not have agreed with, like you said, style points, maybe even policy points of Trump when he was running for office. But the fact that there was going to be, in all likelihood, 1 and possibly 2, and now it's turned out to be 2 Supreme Court nominees, they were willing to go ahead and say, we'll go with you as president because we want your nomination. And now everybody's up in arms. I've heard that, okay, Roe v. Wade's going to be turned over because of this, and all this stuff is in jeopardy because of this nomination. But the one thing that I wanted to point out is if there was one area of prognostication that has proven to be the most inaccurate, it is the guessing of what a Supreme Court justice will do when they take office. Because I'll give you an example. George Bush appointed Roberts, who you just mentioned. I don't think any conservative would have thought that Roberts would have cast the deciding vote that saved Obamacare.
Exactly right.
So you can't guess what they're going to do, and I think that just speaks to the court's justice's ability to reason cases.
The thing that I think is fascinating, those are great points, and you clearly have a very good grasp on the history of the court, and frankly, I don't. But one thing, and to hear you guys talk about Kennedy and his history and how he's kind of been almost a voice of reason for the court, coming right down the middle. To have somebody like that decide to resign and give Trump, who many people in this country think is unhinged, the power to appoint his replacement, that says something that maybe the most straight-shooting Supreme Court justice trusts Trump enough to appoint his replacement.
And I have a theory on that, but we'll have to get to that.
Yeah, that's the teaser.
Yeah, I have a theory on that, and I want to tell you what my thought is on why he's the timing on his retirement.
Well, some of you... Trump and Kennedy are fairly good friends, by the way, those of you who don't know. So we have some theories from Todd and Denise, possibly some opposing theories of why this happened this quick. And we're going to come back after the break and see whose theories you're going to agree with or disagree. Tweet us at Radio Law Talk or call 855-LAW-RADIO. We'll be right back.
You have been listening to RadioLawTalk.com, a copyrighted presentation of Radio Law Talk Incorporated.